bookworms, I'm Becca and today I'm coming at you with a recommendations video. This is part of the Goodreads group monthly recommendations that is hosted by Trina from Between Chapters, where each month there's a different topic to recommend different books. And this month of October, to get into the Halloween season, the theme is Monster Mash. So I will be recommending you some books that have to do with some paranormal entities, and I'm really excited about it. As you guys know, I read a lot of supernatural, paranormal, thriller, horror books, so this topic is right up my alley. Not all of them will be spooky, scary books, but I definitely have a few on this list, and I think that I covered a lot of ground, so let's get started. First, I have to start off with one of my favorite trilogies of all time, even though I've only read the first book, and I talk about it quite often, so if you haven't read it yet, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. But this one hits witches, vampires, and more, and it is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is about a woman named Diana, and she is a descendant from the Salem witches. This book is just so good. I describe it as a more intellectual version of Twilight. Not that it follows Twilight, but it has vampires, witches, demons. I think that's it. The way that it discusses these different types of characters is so much more mature because it is adult fiction. I really enjoyed this first book, and I think that it's perfect for fall. It's the perfect book if you love these types of characters but you're looking for a little bit more oomph for your book. When it comes to YA, all of that seems to fall into the same rut, but this story is so new and unique. I love it so much. I highly recommend picking up this trilogy and trying it out this Halloween season. Next, of course, I cannot do a video like this without talking about my all-time favorite book, The Merciless by Danielle Vega. Of course. Did you guys expect anything different? This book has to do with demons and possession, and it's so creepy and scary and so perfect for Halloween. If you guys are looking for a horror book but don't want something that's extremely intense like most adult horror can be, this is a YA horror book, and I cannot rave enough about The Merciless. The Merciless 2 just came out this summer. I read it, I loved it, I recommend that too. And the cover for The Merciless 3 was just announced. I lost my mind. I love this series so much. Y'all have to read it. Going off the theme of possession, I have another book for you guys, and it is called Possessed or Possession. I read it last fall and I absolutely loved it. This is another one that has to do with possession, but it takes it into a very religious tone because it is about a girl who's Catholic, goes to Catholic school, and she ends up finding out that she has the gift to exorcise demons by touching the walls of the houses that they're possessing or touching the items that the demons are possessing. So she teams up with the Monsignor at her school and learns how to exorcise the demons from the houses and people and stuff, and it's really interesting and it takes quite the turn. You definitely will not see it coming. It was so good. If you're in the mood for a zombie book, I've only read one, so I can only recommend one, but the one that I read has stuck with me since I was in middle school, so for many years now. The title of this book is The Forest of Hands and Teeth, and it is so good. I remember just feeling so emotional at the end of it. I couldn't believe how the ending happened. Then last year I found out that there was a sequel to it that I didn't know about, and now I feel like I can't even go back and read the sequel now because I'd have to read the book again, and I don't want to put myself through that because it was crazy. So y'all need to read the zombie book and then read the sequel and then tell me what happened in the sequel so that I can live vicariously through you. If you want a different take on fairies that is very dark and disturbing and it's a mystery, I highly recommend Don't Breathe a Word by Lisa McMahon. I read this last year and it destroyed me. It destroyed me. I could not sleep. Oh man, I couldn't even think about fairies for such a long time afterwards. It messes with you. It messes with your head. It's basically about this woman who, when she was younger, she went like with her cousin or her friend or something, and they would go into the forest and play with like the fairy king. And oh my god, it's just so freaking disturbing. I can't even get into it. If you want something about fairies that is unlike anything that you've probably ever read, that is the book for you. I guarantee it. It is crazy. And last but not least, I want to talk about an angel book, and it is Angelfall by Susan E. I only have the sequel. It's World After. But this is like about the biblical apocalypse. So angels coming down to earth and battling it out. And in the first book, Penryn's sister Paige gets taken by one of the angels, so Penryn has to go on this journey to try to find her sister, and in the end there's a crazy twist, and the whole book reads very cinematic. I think that it would make an outstanding, amazing movie. It would be so good. It gets really grotesque in there, so if you want something that's really dark about angels, this trilogy, there's a third one, is definitely the one for you. Oh my gosh. The first book is so good. I need to read the sequel. I need to read you so bad. And those are all of my Monster Mash recommendations. Let me know if you have any recommendations for me about some different monster books down below in the comments so that we can talk about those together. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more bookish videos. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.